The Sims 1 was the first ever Sims game I played on a PC. However, the first Sims game I ever played was the Sims Bustin Out on PlayStation 2. My brain chemistry changed when my sister introduced me to it. The Sims Bustin Out is the quintessential version of The Sims for me. We had Malcolm Landgraab dressed as a Monopoly man. This was the first version of The Sims that had the goths living in a mansion rather than just a posh house, and they even had a seance table. The cow plant was first introduced in this game. Like, I can go on and on. So when The Sims 4 announced Businesses and Hobbies and I saw what you could do with it, while most people were focused on daycares and hotels, my mind just immediately went to, I can make the Sims Bustin Out and Sims 4 a reality. And today I'm going to show you my Sims 4 Bustin Out style save file. All you need is the free to play base game and the Sims 4 Business and Hobbies expansion pack. You do not need any mods or CC. And if you're on console, I've uploaded all the households and lots to the gallery so you can install it manually if you wish. And I'll even show you the settings that I've set for the businesses. This is the save file. It has 2 renovated neighborhoods, one in Oasis Springs in the Crawdad Quarter, which is where normally all your community lots are, and also in Bedrock Street in Oasis Springs. That's normally where you find Johnny Zest. A big part of the Sims Bustin Out was that your sim would move from house to house, and normally these sim families were running businesses. So you had Studio 8, that was a museum, you had Toane's Gym, which was a gym, and you had Club Rubb, which was a nightclub. And you met a whole bunch of wacky characters, and Malcolm Landgraab was the landlord, and he was really unimpressed with everybody, and he was stealing their stuff, and you had to make all the businesses healthy. When Businesses and Hobbies was announced, that just immediately came to my mind. I was like, yes, we can do the Bustin Out together. The first lot we're going to begin with is the Octagon, and I'm really enjoying how this turned out. You know, this save file is not for suburban homes or for that type of playstyle. You're going to download this for the quintessential, crazy, wacky, out there gameplay that you want from an early Sims game. I'm actually really glad I moved it to a smaller lot because I do think it looks better on the smaller lot, and it kind of forced me to be more creative and put the observatory on the roof because you have the reds and the greens all bouncing off each other. I wanted this to look like a high security compound, and when you come here, these Sims are not friendly. This is General Payne, who we know from the Sims Bustin Out, and that's the roommate Maxine Powers. I'm going to jump into Create a Sim really quickly and show you a bit more about them. So General Payne runs the Octagon, and he's basically your military man. I've tried to make him fit into the Sims 4 as much as possible. I don't think I got the main outfit 100% right, but I think with the hat and the army uniform and the camouflage, when you look at him, it should remind you of General Payne. He's a bodybuilder, he's hot-headed, mean, and he's active. And Maxine Powers is definitely more the research side of this army military base, and she is going to be a computer whiz, a quick learner, and she's non-committal, active, and a geek. I think her outfit turned out better. It's very reminiscent of how it is in Bustin Out. In Bustin Out, it was like a 2-piece suit, which we don't exactly have in the base game, but I feel like with the cardigan skirt combo, you definitely get the vibes of Maxine Powers. My favorite thing about the lot is they're clearly doing something very dodgy underneath the Octagon. So when you zoom down, this is only accessible if you play in the household. If you're a visitor, you won't be able to come here. But they're obviously digging into the lake of Oasis Springs, and I really enjoyed kind of bringing that lore into the game just to make it a bit more interesting, that it's not just plopped down. It feels like it's part of a bigger scheme of your save file. Burglars are finally back in The Sims 4, and for the Octagon in particular, these are definitely been upgraded, and if a burglar comes here, they'll get electrocuted, because I felt like that would really make sense for the Octagon. Of course, if someone tried to break in here, they're going to get electrocuted. General Payne runs the Octagon, and the small business settings is you'll come here to program, attend classes and lectures, fight, be mischievous, and hack. He charges hourly, and his price modifier is 100% because he's a hard ass. And then if we go to the employee tasks, if you come here, General Payne will mentor, he will fight other Sims, he will scare them because he's very intimidating, he does mischief, and he'll go up and spy using the observatory. As for Maxine Power, she'll mentor, she'll also lecture, and she'll program on a computer. I even used these kind of military bunk beds, but if you decide to play in the household, this will not be annoying. I've even gone and upgraded the beds. Unfortunately, the burgle alarms and the beds don't get upgraded if you download from the gallery. You'll have to do some setup on your end, but if you're downloading the save file, this should all be upgraded, ready to go. I feel like what we need to do now is open the business and show you how chaotic this can get. So straight away, Maxine will go and start lecturing and prepare her class on the board. Will we get visitors? Oh yeah, we do. We got visitors at 2 a.m. in Oasis Springs. Oh, these are the new Toanes from the Business and Hobbies pack. I got so obsessed with doing Bustin Out. I haven't really experienced the new world in Business and Hobbies yet. I was just so focused on doing my Bustin Out save file. Anyway, so Maxine is teaching fitness, I think. Oh gosh, those two are fighting each other. Yeah, this save file can get very interesting. This is what I'm really enjoying about the new expansion pack, is that it really allows you to alter the simulation, which is something we should have always been able to do in The Sims 4. So it's quite a powerful tool because you can really allow it to do what you want, and you've never really been able to control the simulation in a game. And I do sort of feel like this is a bit of a response to Inzoi, because in Inzoi you can control so much of the simulation in terms of the pollution, the environment, which obviously we can do in Eco Lifestyle. But it's really cool that in The Sims 4 they're finally giving us the tools, even though this is really only in the context of commerce and business. I would have liked to have these simulation tools on just a regular residential lot that had no commerce side to it. But I'm glad we can do it in a commerce setting. The sentiments and the hate that these Sims have for each other sticks. Like, that's what I really like about it, is that you can set them to fight and there will be negative consequences. Where is he? Oh, he's up spying on the neighborhood. Typical. But yeah, just because this isn't a typical house, for me I refocused on building this lot almost like a level from a video game. So rather than thinking about it as a house, you're thinking about it like if you're building like a Tomb Raider level. So for me, things like lighting and ambiance was really important. The gameplay objects, which you obviously saw in the build section. I'm really happy with how this lot turned out. The next lot we're looking at is Dudley's trailer. So Dudley Landgraab is an infamous Landgraab from the original Sims canon. The Landgraabs were originally introduced in The Sims on console. They didn't come to The Sims on PC until The Sims 3. I don't think they were in The Sims 2 unless they're in a DLC pack. But Dudley's trailer is one of the biggest memories I have from playing the console game as a kid, when you came to his crappy looking trailer. So I really enjoyed how I built that in The Sims 4. How I placed, you know, the iconic crashed car. I think this fits in really well because I like that there's a story to it that Johnny Zest, who's obviously his relative because they're all Landgraabs, crashed the car into his trailer. I like that implication. Major thing is, if you're watching this video and you haven't got Business and Hobbies yet, this lot is actually entirely base game, and I did that on purpose just so I could share something with the community if all you had was the free to play base game. This is completely base game only. You do need the reward unlockables. I believe there's a mod on PC if you were too lazy to claim those, but I did it for a reason, to show that you can get a base game market table. So Johnny Zest can sell stuff on the lot, and if we look at his job, he sells only the finest all natural herbs, and he thinks it's completely legal. And you can see he has even kind of a garden out the back where he's growing his crops. And if you're a fan of Bustin Out, you'll definitely get this reference. This is the fern that Dudley Landgraab had stolen from the Goths, and I even put a little flamingo there just so you'd recognize it. When did they add the fire pit to base game? I completely forgot about that, but yeah, there's a fire pit there. So this is a crash pad, and when you come here, there's plates everywhere. It's just as dirty as how it was in Bustin Out. I definitely made some small changes just to make it fit, so it's no longer a 2-bedroom. In the Bustin Out version, you could sleep there if you had a second sim. There's only 1 bedroom here, but I wanted to get the scale of it right, and we're kind of inspired by Bustin Out rather than doing a one-to-one replica, because I wanted the fidelity of the lot to look good in Sims 4 and to match up with everything else. As for Dudley Landgraab, he's a party animal, gregarious, he's a genius, a slob, and he's lazy, and he's into all the things you'd expect from a slacker like him. So I tried to really give him the Bustin Out outfits. This is his athletic sleep, party swimmer, you know, hot weather, cold weather. The sim is ready to go. When building the save file, I turned off neighborhood stories. It'll be turned back on when you guys download it, but I did go ahead and start building some relationships. So Mimi Landgraab is in this save file, but he does have relationships with all the other Landgraabs as acquaintances. They're not family related. I didn't do that. Obviously he's a sibling of Mimi, but I didn't want it to interrupt with the Sims 4 canon, because I think for the most part, most players who even download save files kind of like the vanilla Maxis match, so to speak, lore. So I wanted this save file to be very additive and just kind of add in the Bustin Out characters as spice, but really without kind of affecting the main Sims 4 lore. So it is only natural that he does know all the Landgraabs like Johnny, Nancy, and Malcolm. Although Malcolm is a teen in this, so the canon does break a tiny bit. That's why I didn't relate them on purpose. You have to think of them as just Landgraab cousins. I definitely added some details to the bedroom. This is an adults only save file. Look at the plates everywhere. We did have a party before this started. Let's move over to Willow Creek. This is Studio 8, which has Charity Grant and Artificial. This is the infamous art gallery from The Sims Bustin Out. When they announced Business and Hobbies and they announced pottery, I was like, yep, this is it. We can make Studio 8 now. And this is how Studio 8 looks like in my save file. It's very loyal to the original floor plan of the Sims Bustin Out lot, and it fits perfectly where Municipal Muses, that old Maxis museum, used to be. I'm very happy with how this turned out. I think it looks fantastic and it uses everything. This lot really needs Business and Hobbies, so if you don't have the pack, you're probably not going to have the best experience here without it, because pottery, like it's made for this. Oh golly, we have a burglar. Yeah, so a lot trait that this has because I've put the lot challenge on, that this place has always been open to being heisted. Because let's face it, they're in a... Oh, the alarm went off. Great, hang on. Let's wake him up. I think Artie, you should fight him. Oh no, here he is. It makes sense because this has like very expensive paintings and pottery. So I was like, this place would always get burgled if this was in real life. Oh, look at the drama. Oh gosh, this burglar alarm broke. Artie, fix this. This is mental. Grand, we caught the burglar. Everybody back to sleep. Charity, go back to sleep. What? Again? Same burglar. Did he win? Alright, go to sleep. This place gets burglared a lot, but I think you guys will enjoy the challenge of just trying to run a successful museum business and also not getting wrecked. Let me quickly show you the Sims. This is Charity Grant. She's a master mentor. She's erratic, cheerful, and perfectionist. It's been really great that through this save file, because Bustin Out was quite diverse for its time, although it was never perfect, I'm sure in some ways has aged like milk. It adds diversity to the save file. There's now more Asian Sims, more Sims of color, different ethnicities. I'm really happy with that. And then this is Artificial. He's a painter extraordinaire, an art lover, a music lover. He's mean, and these are some of his outfits, so it'll definitely add some spice to your save file. And if you want to play this as a legacy challenge, it's full of young adults, and so you have a lot more dating opportunities in this file. This is the Studio 8 business. So if we go into business settings, it's a one-time fee, a 50% price modifier. It's expensive to come here, and Sims who come here are going to view art, view collectibles, attend classes and lectures, buy and browse items, and even watch live entertainment, because I feel like if you're playing in this household, you could do live performances in this art space. I wanted you to have that flexibility. You could put a microphone here. Artificial plays guitar. You could put a guitar there and have him perform for tips. I wanted to make that open-ended for you. And if we go to employee tasks, Charity will hobby on the lecture board. She's friendly and she'll mentor. Artie will keep the place clean, and he'll do funny things, and he can also do some mentoring as well. So let's open the art gallery and show you how this works, because this is obviously something that Business and Hobbies was built to excel at. But this lot probably I would say works the best because it's definitely what Business and Hobbies set out to do. I mean, it introduces the pottery skill, and I think it's a nice implementation of it. Museums are kind of pointless in the Sims 4 base game. Now with Business and Hobbies, I was able to build a museum that actually had meaning to it in a way. He's just gone out to talk to customers. Oh, did he just sell a painting? Oh no, she bought a painting. What painting did she buy? But yeah, people will come in here and buy pottery, buy paintings. Some of them even have the Japanese thing where you break it and repair it. So yeah, Sims will come here and browse art. Sorry, Charity, no one wants to listen to your cooking lecture. Why are you teaching cooking and not pottery? That's the only thing is the Sims are all built in with different skills, because I wanted it to make sense that she'd have a pottery skill. But you can't specify what the lectures are in. They'll just lecture in anything that they have a skill point in. So you're coming to this museum for a cooking lecture. Well, now she's doing a handiness lecture. Okay. Hey, you go here, Archie. Type up your artwork. Oh, did they buy something? Okay, they're all looking at the expensive paintings. Some might be counterfeit. But I also love what I've done with the color scheme here in terms of like the red lights on the wall. I tried to make it look as compelling as possible and really make it look very artistic. Okay, they're all here for, what's she teaching now? Handiness. Okay, so we got Joffrey and Liberty Lee all into the handiness lecture. I don't know how theft goes for things outside. When a burglar comes by, I don't know what happens to all your valuables outside. But another thing is I wanted it to match up with the world of Willow Creek. So it definitely looks like this art gallery is built out into the surrounding park area, like it does have similar textures and stuff. I was quite happy with how that turned out in that aspect. Oh, someone bought something. Whoa. Who bought what? I can't see. Oh wait, is that from just mentoring? The bills here will be expensive. If we check the bill, like these properties aren't cheap to run. The bills are going to be quite expensive, so they need to charge this high entry fee. And I think it will be a struggle if you decide to play in this household to keep their finances afloat. On that note, let's check out Club Rubb. This is Club Rubb, and this was actually the first lot that I've tested with the Sims 4 Business and Hobbies, because I had this one in the bag from 2 years ago. This isn't just some new trend I've been jumping on. I've been a Bustin Out stan for life, so I had actually already some of these built on the gallery, but what I've done is I built a second floor in the canon lore of Sims Bustin Out. These were all like abandoned warehouses that Malcolm Landgraab owned, and he wanted them turned into condominiums. And when he turns up to Club Rubb, he's like, why have you turned it into a nightclub? I was expecting apartments. Bing bling. What are you doing? It's the kind of a general aesthetic of this neighborhood, which is amazing that fits in so well, which is like these are kind of all abandoned warehouse vibes and they're by the sea, so it makes sense. I did add in my own version of a library because the regular Maxis one did not fit the aesthetic, but you can put in the original Maxis one if you you want, but it does not fit in the aesthetic. It's like this Victorian thing. I wanted this all to look like a row of abandoned warehouses, so it visually makes sense. This is Mona Lott. She is outgoing, materialistic, and self-assured. These are some of her iconic outfits. She also definitely goes really well with the business and hobbies aesthetic, but most of her outfits are base game because I try to be courteous of people who will still try to download this even if they don't own the pack. So I've tried to make as much of it as possible in base game and then only use business and hobbies when necessary. As for Bing Bling, he is a villainous Valentine. He's creative, he's shady, he's a bro, he is the DJ. I will be offering a second version of the save file that has a bit extra but requires different packs, and this will affect Club Rubb, but I'll show you that at the end of the video where there is the DJ boot and stuff. But I want to show you how well it works in base game with just base game and business and hobbies if you don't own any other packs. Now someone ate a piece of cake. I don't know who did it, but this is supposed to be a dancer's cake, but I'm going to leave it there. You know where it's supposed to go. There's also a buffet table. This place is really great for throwing parties. As for Club Rubb, if you go to the settings, they only target young adults, and elder. Then they can dance, listen to music, drink bar drinks, kiss, and maybe you could even add in one to be romantic. You're gonna have to do that yourself. I've already uploaded this save file. It's too late for me now. I'm showing you the file. Bing Bling unfortunately doesn't do anything in the base game. You could have him clean the place up if it gets dirty, but Mona Lott will 10 bar. So let's open the business. It's not entirely pointless. I like the idea of Bing Bling the club promoter. So I like the idea of him coming outside and promoting it. I don't know how much of the regular viewer is into nightclub culture, but this is a thing in nightclub culture, is that normally if you go to like Ibiza or Spain or kind of these areas with big nightclub culture, there are club promoters who basically spend their day handing out flyers and going around promoting the nightclub. So it actually makes a lot of sense that Bing Bling is doing that because he's trying to bring people into the business. And it's a one-time fee with a 50% modifier because you're hoping that they'll make money off the drinks. And then Mona Lott is straight to the bar. She's ready to pour those drinks. She's got the mixology skill. We got some good music playing. We got some pop. This is the free reward unlockable dance floor. Again, if you didn't unlock the rewards, I think someone's made a mod for PC and Mac that you can just get them in your file anyway. Yeah, Bing Bling's just there promoting the club. Will anybody come into the nightclub? The only unfortunate thing is you'll never get the nightclub as busy as you want it to be unless you do something with perk points, because the game wants to function as a commerce system where you have the gameplay challenge of bringing customers in. So it'll never be as busy as I want the nightclub to be, but you kind of just have to settle for it. But it's definitely something you can work towards. I think it's definitely much more fun to play as the household rather than being a visitor, because it'll be like you and 5 other people at the nightclub unless you bring a date. But I feel like there's progression that if you actually play in this file and you work on the small business perks, you can probably get a lot more people into your nightclub quite quickly. But yeah, they'll come in here, they'll dance. I mean, this is exactly what I wanted from like a Bustin Out file, which is like we're running Club Rubb. If anyone's even watched my Sims 1 video where I just recorded House Party with no commentary, you saw even back then I tried to make Club Rubb in that game. So I just have a huge fondness for this slot because it's such a huge part of my childhood on the PlayStation 2. This is the staff area, and then upstairs is again their apartment. It's very bare bones. I wanted to look warehousey. It is true, a bunch of the crap in there, they're just leasing. It doesn't feel like it's quite permanent. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Let's check out the Toane siblings over at Toane's gym. Now, why are you in a suit, dude? Hello? Sims 4, can you please not? This is Toane's gym. Let's open it up. This is Toane's gym from the Sims Bustin Out. And yeah, I think this turned out really well too. It was really hard because the lot's quite small, but I think when you look at it, it gives Bustin Out Toane's gym vibes. So we just done some adjustments to make it fit into World of Sims 4. There's a second floor where the brother and sister live up here and they run the business downstairs. I don't own the fitness stuff pack, but if you did, you could definitely put the climbing wall there, just remove the plant and the lamp. But I actually don't even own that pack, so I don't even have that in my extra file. I just haven't bought it. But you could definitely put the climbing wall there. Eventually, I'm sure they'll give it away for free. But yeah, this is the swimming pool area. We obviously got the iconic hot tub. We have some locker rooms where your Sims can shower and bathe. Because all customers in this game, for some odd reason, always come disgustingly filthy. If we look at the settings for Toane's gym, you can come here to work out, bathe and shower, swim and use the hot tub. The one-time fee with a price modifier of 50%. I'm going to quickly show you the Sims. So these two are brother and sisters. This is Goldie Toane. She's currently in her athletic wear. Her athletic wear and her everyday wear is similar because she's a gym owner, and she's an absolute goddess. And let's have a look at her traits. She's active, mean, and a perfectionist. And then her brother Max, they never explain that in the lore, obviously separate marriages or something, but he's active, a slob, and a gluten, and his athletic wear should also be similar to his daily wear: formal, sleep, swimwear, party. This is definitely going to be kind of your ass wipe that you'll probably have your Sim use for your 100 baby challenge. You could maybe potentially make it, the baby challenge where you kill the father after you. Black Widow challenge. There you go. This is your Black Widow challenge victim number one. And then obviously he's just an employee. Goldie owns the gym. Oh my gosh, these two hate to do their jobs. They just, do you plan on doing any work? Okay, someone stayed awake for 24 hours. Oh, there's Bella Goth. What's she doing? She's having a dip in the pool. And Goldie's holding a fitness lecture. Good for you. She's doing like, you know, your yoga for a stay at home. Is this a new sim from the new world? Okay. Why is Max mentoring in a suit? Where was he before I loaded in? This is wild. But yeah, this is Tone's gym. This is just another one of my memories of playing Bustin Out, which I'm a really big fan of. This brings back the days. So I've been having a lot of fun actually playing in this save file. Look how sculpted she is. Okay, now he's just swimming in his gym gear. No wonder Bella Goth just got out. Well, now they're all getting into the hot tub. What? Why are you swimming in your athletic? Oh man, please get out of the water. That is not hygienic. The next slot I'm actually going to show you is Mimi Landgraab. I couldn't fit her into that neighborhood over there, but I've put her in here. This is Mimi's place from the Sims Bustin Out. You'll remember this. This one took a bit of work just to fit on the size of the lot. I had to change the scale of the lot quite a bit, but I definitely think it looks like Mimi's place. So like Dudley's trailer, Mimi Landgraab's place is entirely base game only. So if you don't have the new pack yet, don't worry, you could also download Mimi's place off the gallery or use the save file, and it's completely base game only. She's made completely from base game assets. She's actually unemployed, but I just left a little Easter egg thing about what you could do with the pack. And in this spare bedroom, you can see she obviously has ambitions of being like a stylist. I've actually tried to make her a stylist in my own save file, because again, I've actually been playing in my own save file with this. Unfortunately, the styling stuff from Get Famous doesn't really work with Business and Hobbies because it's not permanent. Sims won't give you money for it, and it doesn't affect how they feel about the business, so it kind of doesn't work. But maybe they'll add it in the future. But yeah, she has ambitions of being a stylist. She still has all her love for unicorns and pensions, and she's like this rocker chick, so I've added into nightclub stuff, and then maybe she wants to be a guitarist. And why is she going around that way too? And you know, maybe she wants to be like, you know, a rock star for maybe a potential band pack that everybody seems to want for The Sims 4. These are her outfits, very much inspired from The Sims Bustin Out, but because I only have base game, I wasn't able to give her the exact replicas because you need other packs for that. But this actually is the Mimi Landgraab that Max has made from the gallery, and then I just worked off of. From Dudley, I made him from scratch. She's also a party animal, a slob, lazy, and she's outgoing. Dudley was my own original creation just because I didn't like how Dudley looked off the gallery, but I thought the person who made Mimi did a nice job, so I worked off that as a base. So this is very canon. This is probably my favorite lot, the Shiny Things Lab. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I think this looks magnificent. This is unfortunate, like this is what I want from a save file. This is not for everybody. If you're like a blue suburban simmer, this is not for you, but I love the idea that you could live in a neighborhood that has a rocket science like lab on the lot beside a military army place. So I've been really happy with how it turned out. And again, I really approached this not like building a house in The Sims, but like building a level in a normal video game in terms of lighting, what are the gameplay objects, and how your Sims kind of navigate it. I love that I've kind of done like this Tomb Raider 3 London catwalk rooftop thing to get to the telescope. So again, a very different approach to how I approached a lot. I was like, what's the most coolest way for a sim to get to that telescope? And you could also obviously use a ladder, which I've implemented. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if your sim walked across a catwalk with orange lights at nighttime? So I really like the vibes of that, and if your sim gets abducted, it's going to be immaculate. It was also a real challenge getting the lighting scheme to work because this was going to be outside, but I love that the second floor is covered in green. And then just even being really creative, thinking about how do I make these decontamination chambers. So in addition to putting in the showers, obviously setting the lights to be purple, so it's like UV lights that kill like bacteria. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And then, and you may not know this, but cow plants were originally introduced in The Sims Bustin Out. Bella Goth, the Goth family were making them in their garden, and I was able to bring the cow plants into this. And they're also doing something toxic to the water in Oasis Springs. We don't know what, but you can see they're either pumping something into the water or pumping something out of the water. If you give it long enough, you can see there might even be a crocodile in there. It's kind of a bit glitchy, but I think it works. So everybody go to sleep. So I love the vibes of the science lab at nighttime. I think it looks really cool. I wasn't going to build a rocket ship. I was going to have your own Sims did that, but when I was playtesting, these are playtested, and the Sims that visited the lot for the business when it was open all started working on the rocket ship, so it shot up really quickly. But I believe if you download this from the gallery, the rocket ship will not be built. I think it always defaults to not being built, but if you have the save file, the rocket ship will be ready to go. I was really happy that I found a use for this wall texture. This was in a base game update, and I'm sure most of you never used it, but I think the hazard symbol running all around the science lab looks great. And rockets going into space would have so much smoke that I like. It gives like the brick kind of a dirty texture, like kind of like a smoker's house, and that you do have smoke coming from the chimney. I think the neighborhood to me totally makes sense. I think it's so on point that Johnny Zest and Dudley Landgraab would have their trailers right across from like a dangerous military base, and also this rocket science lab. Okay, we need to start feeding the cow plants. Okay, you go feed the cow plant. Hey, that couldn't be a whim for customers coming to the place that they'd feed the cow plant. That would have been really funny. Okay, go into the decontamination chamber. This is the only place where they can shower, so they will have to eventually use it sooner rather than later. It's Sims, so there's always going to be an element of make-believe. Food out, and I want you to feed this cow plant. Well, the cow plants are always so hungry. Oh, there is Vaughn getting into the rocket ship. Goes. So this really appeals to me. This save file is definitely not going to be for everyone, but having a rocket ship blast out of a science lab is just so my vibe. So we open the business. So we open Shiting's lab. This business, you're here to bathe and shower because you have to get the UV stuff. Telescope, rocket science, attend classes and lectures, and do art. This is my favorite build just because of what I had to do with it and how I approach it so differently. Like, I love that we have ladders to navigate the different floors. I think this is so on point. So Makino's getting in to start lecturing. Only they will use that secret door because I wanted the gameplay to be very functional for the family, but for visitors they'll have to go around the long way and go to the decontamination chamber. So Vaughn is getting ready to use the telescope. So I just wanted how your Sims to navigate this lobby. Really interesting. But yeah, have any visitors come by? So we've opened the business. Oh no, who's getting into space? Oh, someone's going into space there. So there's Nora Loden. I guess she's from the new pack. Is Jane Huntington actually going up to do a science lecture, or a programming lecture I should say? Fine, don't go on a day with Gavin Richards. So yeah, this is like the official science part of the lab, but then they have to go through this decontamination chamber to reach the inner complex. So where is she going up to? Oh, she's viewing artistic things. What's Vaughn doing on the telescope? Who was flying into space? Robin Banks, the burglar, was flying into space. Oh, there's Mortimer. He's coming to learn the secrets of something. Morty? Gosh, everybody's flying into space. This is quite chaotic. But yeah, look, everybody's here to take a logic lecture now. Let me show you the Sims really quickly. This is Makino Nada. She looks exactly how she does from Bustin Out. I love that for their second outfits, they're all doing something shady in these kind of decontamination suits. These are some of her looks, and she is a genius. She's ambitious, she's creative. She's also, from what I remember, she's an asexual sim. But I wanted to add a bit of diversity into the save file, particularly if only you have base game and business and hobbies. With the newer packs, they've added a lot of that stuff in, but with the older packs, they didn't. So I wanted the save file to have stuff like that right from the get-go, and her aspiration is to be a Renaissance sim. Likewise, this is Von Braun. They're actually non-binary. This is some of their outfits. You really need to get to work for the science lab coat, which obviously we do not have in business and hobbies, but I have added a suit because I think it looks kind of high professional enough. And they are romantic, they're a geek, and they're neat, and that's their nerd brain, that's their kind of ambition. So I've definitely given you a lot of very attractive Sims that you can kind of try to romance in this save file if you wish to. Oh gosh, this spaceship is being used all. How much like carbon emissions do you think this place actually uses? Probably a lot. Now, I just saw a sim from Casa Caliente, which I think is a good sign that we should go over and have a look at it. This is probably one of the most iconic lots from Bustin Out, Casa Caliente. This is it here. I really did the best I could because this was such a small lot, but I think it looks like Casa Caliente. Obviously, it's 2 stories because we can do that in The Sims 4. I'm happy with how it turned out. This is like the honeymoon suite on the ground floor. This is where any sim visiting can hang out. And then Paisley and Randy are upstairs. I think we have all the attributes of Casa Caliente. You got the hot tub, you got the swimming pool, you got the bar. When I saw that the expansion pack business and hobbies came with this fireplace, I was like, yep, we can do Casa Caliente. That, you know, they have a very similar fireplace in Bustin Out, and I think only Lovestruck was the other pack to have a similar fireplace. So again, being able to do my Bustin Out dreams was very fun to me. Let me show you the Sims really quickly. This is Paisley Rainbow. She's a serial romantic. She's obviously romantic. She's a bookworm and she's family orientated. I was definitely able to make her very much to the how she looked in Sims Bustin Out. And she's actually married to Randy Hart in this save file. So I know they're not married in Bustin Out because I think that was a limitation of Bustin Out, but in this they're married, but they're also both poly because that's the whole point of Casa Caliente. It's free open love, so that's kind of what they're both are. But Randy Hart in Bustin Out was originally very annoying, and he was always cheating and making everybody feel jealous. So I was able to implement that, and that he's a villainous Valentine, and that he's romantic, a goofball, and a foodie. But these two are married, but they're both poly, so they should be able to romance any sim if you come to visit them. She definitely has like a Britney Spears thing going on. And then in terms of the business setting, she owns the business for this one. So this is Casa Caliente. Caliente. You can come here to swim, use the hot tubs, kiss, drink bar drinks and be romantic. And of course, only young adults and elders can come here. And they're also looking for a preferred customer of romantic customers. Now in terms of employee tasks, they're both going to be romantic. They're both going to be friendly. She'll do funny interactions. He'll do mischief interactions. So she'll clean the place. He'll repair the place. She'll make bar drinks. I was originally going to have him cooking, but if you download this save file and you check the fridge, you're going to see the fruits of my playtest. The Sims go overboard with cooking. They were cooking way too much food and the business wasn't making any money because he was spending so much money on cooking. So I had to remove that. Like Club Rubb, there is going to be some adjustments in my extra save file, which I'll show you at the end. But let's just open this business first to show you how this one will work. This is the base game and business and hobbies save. So we open Casa Caliente. This is by the hour and 100% markup. This lot, I would say, struggles the most under business and hobbies because I've added them in to be romantic, to, you know, to kiss each other and everything like that. The thing is, if you come here as a visitor and you decide to woohoo in this bed, the Sims do not like it. Now you can add in an activity for Sims to sleep as a business activity, but you're going to have a bunch of Sims fighting over this one bed, which I didn't want. There is a mod out already. There's a mod for the Sims 4 business and hobbies that adds woohooing in as a business activity. And I think if you had that mod for your PC or Mac, that would make the lot perfect. But without mods, it's like you can do it. You can do it in the hot tub. You can do it in the bed, so to speak. Those two will just say, this is inappropriate. Can you please not do that? So it's one of those things you have to weigh up. But I think alternatively, what you could do is also kick Paisley and Randy out of the house and then just turn it into a vacation rental. Then when your Sims want to come here for like a little holiday to Oasis Springs, because nothing says holiday like holidaying besides, you know, a science lab and a military base and, you know, the Dudley's trailer, you could obviously come here and do some woohooing on a honeymoon or something. But yeah, you're going to see, yeah, there's Katrina Caliente, shocked but not surprised. Or no, it's Nina Caliente. My apologies. Look at all the bloody Calientes. They loved coming to Casa Caliente. There's Dina. Not the mother. One of them is the mother. So yeah, they're all coming here to feel flirty. There's a lot of setup, so once you come here, have the emotions turned on, even if you download this separately from the gallery. Once you come here, people will be in the mood, if you get my drift. Yeah, I guess it's just kind of like, you know, chill, free loving place where everything goes. He's like feeling guilty about if he should come or not. Marcus Weinstein. Like, should I come to Casa Caliente? That was a look at my Bustin Out save file. That's the main one that only needs business and hobbies and the free to play base game. But there's a second file called Bustin Out XTRA. So let's click and I'll show you the minor differences. When you come to Casa Caliente in this save file, there's going to be some settings to the business. Now you can play Who's Up party games. And I've added in a lot of Sims 1 assets into the home. So there's the bearskin rug, just like in Bustin Out. Of course, we got the love bed, the love trunk, and the woohoo games. And then just how the business actually operates. You know, there's just a lot more romantic things you can obviously do on the lot. So that was the whole point. They're still going to behave the same. They're still the same employees, but I've just added in all that kind of Sims 1 stuff that we all know and love. Yeah, let's make them be a wholesome romantic dynamic. I like Love Struck because it's a very adult expansion pack, and obviously I'm an adult, so I like the mature theme of it. But like, it's definitely my toxic like, because I think a lot of people think it's more of a game pack, and probably agree, but you're never going to probably get another pack that's as mature as that one. I mean, it really pushes it to the line. Not Von Braun, or is this from the new pack, from the new world? You could definitely use this lot as a vacation rental. I think that would be a really good idea. I like that the business can run even if there's no one managing it. They're all asleep. A lot of them just chilling out in the hot tub. So you can woohoo in the hot tub. There's Bing Bling. Oh no, I told you he's a player. Look at him go. And more and more. This game will make you question things about the Sims you thought you knew. Yeah, everybody likes to come here and hang out. There's a bug with this pack where everybody's just wearing their normal clothes. If you're an employee at the business, no matter what, you're just going into the hot tub in your regular outfit. I can be honest, I think this one needs the mod. I forget who made the mod and what the mod is called, but there's definitely a mod that allows a lot of woohooing and adult stuff to happen on the lot. But if you're maybe a console player or you're not into mods, you could also just kick the two Sims out and turn it into a vacation rental, which is probably something I would do. And who dropped a plate there? Yeah, this is Club Rubb in the extra pack, which again just needs Love Struck and Get Together, because for Get Together we're using the DJ booth. So we'll have him open the business up, and then the settings here is obviously that he's going to DJ. So these settings for the most part are the same, but if we go to manage employee task, his task is to use the DJ booth. Monologue will take care of the drinks. So it's definitely very much a more functional nightclub. So he'll get straight away started on the DJ. He has a great DJ skill, which means people might even tip him. So this nightclub works much better if you have Get Together. But I did obviously show you earlier the base game only version with business and hobbies. Come on, Jordana Koopman. Come on, the Calientes. Is this Moyer? Okay, sure. Oh no, it's Alex Moyer. Oh, we're getting tips. Excellent. Why is everybody hanging out? Supposed to go into the nightclub? But yeah, as you can see with the DJ booth, it's definitely acting a lot more like a nightclub. It's busier. People are having a better time. So obviously I'm using the extra file for my save file because I have all the packs. But yeah, that's an overview of my save files. There's obviously a link in the description to download it. I hope you have fun. I'm such a huge fan of Bustin Out, and I'm glad I was able to bring a lot of it to The Sims 4 with the most iconic households and properties with businesses and hobbies. If you enjoyed, drop a comment down below and let me know your favourite memories of The Sims Bustin Out. And are you interested in the save file? Are you going to use it, or are you just happy just to see what this kind of looked like in The Sims 4? Drop a comment and let me know. Other than that, I hope you're keeping safe and well, and I will see you all in the next Sims video. Don't forget to subscribe.